Okay, so sketching our quadratics, we're going to go through step by step. Is the graph concave up, smiley face, or concave down? So for this first part, we look at how many x squareds we've got. Okay, so if we've got a positive x squared, then it's concave up. If it's negative x squared, it's concave down. Okay, and when x equals 0, find the y value. Okay, so if x equals 0, y equals 0 squared plus 3, 0 plus 2 equals 2. So the coordinate is 0, 2. And when we put it on our graph here, 0, 2, 0, 2, I just put the y value there because I know the x value is 0. That's just the y-intercept. Okay, so when we're doing that, we're actually finding the y-intercept. Part 2, when y equals 0, solve for the x values. So if y equals 0, we're solving 0 equals to x squared plus 3x plus 2. So I usually put the x squared plus 3x plus 2 on the left-hand side, the 0 on the other side. And so we're just solving this equation. Now we could solve with the formula. We could solve by splitting the middle term. But because it's only 1x squared, then it's, I think, easy just to guess and check x and x. Numbers that multiply to give 2, but then add to give 3. 2 times by 1, both positive. So therefore x equals negative 1, or x equals to negative 2. Now these ones, x is negative 1, y is 0, and x equals negative 2, y equals 0. These are called either the roots of the equation, but they're also called the zeros of the function or the graph. We call the zeros because it has a height of 0. So when I put those numbers on, I have negative 1 here and negative 2 here. And from just those 3 points, I can now sketch my parabola because it's smiley face. It does this, and then it comes back up here. And I've pretty much sketched my quadratic x squared plus 3x plus 2, okay? So there's just one more extra piece we can have on here. We can actually put a line of symmetry on. Now the line of symmetry is here, you can probably see. And the line of symmetry goes through the lowest point. So this point here is called the vertex. And we can get the x coordinate there quite easily because these zeros have to be equidistant from the line of symmetry. Okay, so you could try and work it out, although there's a nice little formula, and all you have to do is do negative 1 plus negative 2 divided by 2, which is negative 1.5. So it's the average of the x coordinates. Okay, so this line of symmetry has an equation x equals to negative 1.5. Okay, the final thing is if we want to find the actual coordinate of the vertex, well, we know the x coordinate is negative 1.5, but what's the y value? Well, we can find the y value by substituting negative 1.5 in place of x into the quadratic equation that we have. When we do that, we'll get negative 0.25. Okay, so the coordinate of the vertex negative 1.5, negative 0.25. So we're just practicing sketching quadratics using all the key features, and so that's the goal, to try and sketch a few quadratics that way.